There's a divine principle that operates in the kingdom of God that the enemy doesn't understand. He thinks when he attacks you, when he orchestrates betrayal, when he opens doors of rejection, when he allows persecution to come your way, that he's destroying your future. But what he doesn't realize is that he's actually positioning you for your greatest breakthrough. Sometimes what the enemy meant for your destruction becomes the very thing God uses for your elevation. That rejection that broke your heart, it didn't break you. It positioned you for divine connection. That betrayal that shattered your trust, it didn't destroy you. It taught you discernment and built unshakable character within you. That closed door that frustrated you and made you question God's plan, it didn't derail your destiny. It redirected you straight into the center of God's perfect will for your life. Genesis 50:20. But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people alive. Joseph understood something that many believers today have forgotten. God has the supernatural ability to take what was meant for evil and transform it into something beautiful, something powerful, something that brings life not just to you, but to many people around you. The devil thought he was destroying you, but let me tell you what God was actually doing while you were going through that valley experience. God was building your testimony. Every tear you cried, every sleepless night you endured, every moment you felt like giving up, God was weaving together a story so powerful that when you tell it, chains will break off people's lives. Your testimony isn't just about what you went through, it's about what God brought you through. God was developing your strength. You didn't know you had muscles of faith until they were tested under pressure. You didn't know you could endure until you had to endure. You didn't know you could overcome until you had something to overcome. The enemy thought he was weakening you, but God was actually building spiritual muscle that can't be developed any other way. God was positioning you for purpose. Every attack, every setback, every closed door was actually moving you like a chess piece on the board of destiny. You thought you were being pushed backward, but God was positioning you for a strategic advancement that's going to shock your enemies and amaze your friends. God was preparing you for promotion. You can't handle certain levels of blessing without certain levels of testing. You can't steward certain levels of influence without certain levels of character development. The pressure you experienced wasn't meant to crush you, it was meant to prepare you for a weight of glory that you couldn't have carried before. What looked like your greatest setback was actually your greatest setup. The pain had a purpose that you couldn't see in the moment. The process had a plan that was hidden from your natural understanding. The persecution had a payoff that was being prepared in the spiritual realm while you were fighting in the natural realm. Every closed door was positioning you for the right door. Every no was preparing you for the yes that's going to change your life forever. Every person who walked away from you was making room for the people God has assigned to your destiny. Every financial struggle was teaching you stewardship principles that you'll need when God releases supernatural abundance into your hands. Stop crying over what they did to you and start celebrating what God did for you through it. This is where the breakthrough happens, in your perspective. Your mess became your message. The very thing that almost destroyed you is now the thing that's going to deliver somebody else. Your test became your testimony. What you thought was just personal pain was actually preparation for public ministry. Your pain became your platform. The place where you experienced your deepest hurt is now the place where you'll experience your greatest healing ministry. I want you to prophesy over your life right now. The enemy thought he was writing your obituary, but God was actually writing your biography. I declare that the comeback is always greater than the setback. Your latter shall be greater than your former. Where you experience rejection, you'll experience divine selection. Where you faced betrayal, you'll experience supernatural loyalty. The weapon formed against you didn't prosper. It became the tool God used to catapult you into destiny. Your enemies thought they were burying you, but they were planting you. What they planted is about to spring up as a mighty tree, providing shade for generations. Your greatest victory isn't behind you, it's ahead of you. This is your season of vindication, restoration, and elevation. The enemy's weapon has become your blessing.